in general. I'm not a licensed doctor. I can't tell y'all what to do. I don't expect y'all to do the same thing that I do. I'm just telling you what I do to maintain mine. So I just want to put that out there because I know how people get sometimes.
Automatic.
What's up, what happened? It's your boy Von the Mac. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Today's video is going to be pretty emotional. I mean, I don't consider it to be emotional, but I think it's very eye-opening to a lot of situations that I personally deal with. You can see from the title of the video. So me and my best friend, we actually had a conversation about this a few days ago. On what I do myself to like keep myself going. She's made it a point to tell me that I should do a video on it, just for other people so that they can overcome it. Well, it's crazy because it's like depression and anxiety you can't ever get rid of, because it's something that it's not like poof, it's gone. Like it may be calmed down for a little bit, but it's not completely gone. But for me, how practically I guess this video will be how I maintain depression, anxiety, and being overwhelmed. So a few things that I do put in note. I usually put notes in my phone to remember everything, but I guess I'm just going right off the hinge with this. So let's start from the beginning. Depression kicked in for me around, I would say, 12, 13. Now it's because of previous events that did happen in my life, which not that comfortable discussing like the crazy amount of stuff, but a lot of it was due to bullying. If you have seen my video previous before, it was a long time ago, I did a stop bullying video. That was leading to my depression, but then there was also other events that caused me to be depressed. Now, at first, I originally didn't think I was depressed. I just felt like I was just, I guess, expressing myself. But at that time, I had a lot of dark, I would say dark imagination about a lot of stuff, which would be able to cause me to lose my life or to just be, it was very dark stuff. So at that point in time, I didn't know it was depression. I just thought it was very, very sad. So then progressing, when I did move to Atlanta when I was 15 years old, that's where it kind of like struck a nerve, and that's when I kind of figured out that I was depressed. No, I'm not saying that I have been clinically, I have went to a doctor and they have deemed me depressed. Because I feel like if you know yourself good enough, you should know what you are. And like, I don't need to go to a therapist. I will one day, but I know it's a lot more that goes into seeing a therapist. I want to make sure I'm picking the correct person for me, that I feel like it's gonna be, that can match up to me and that can see my point of view. I just can't keep going. I can't go to any random person, express everything out, and then just go to another person's person. If I'm gonna express everything out, honey, it's gonna be going to the same person. So yeah, so depression did start when I was around 12, usually dealing with depression. A lot of things I know that trigger my depression is that I oversleep, or I am super conscious about everything that I do. That comes into like the overwhelming part. And then also I'm just like super sad for no reason. Like my life, I'm very grateful for where I am at this point in life. Yeah, it could be better, yeah, but it could be 10 times worse. Now when it comes to my depression, what I like to do is I like to look at dates. Now, I know this is probably just the most random thing, but I like to know what day it is. I feel like when I'm depressed, I go through days. Like, I don't even know what days, like what day it is. And that's when I know that I'm like triggering back to my depression mood, is because when I don't know what the day is. So what I do every morning is I look at my calendar and I figure out what today is, and then I just be like, hey, today is July the 2nd. And like, you're gonna be fine, everything's gonna be cool, like you're just gonna progress with your day. Now when I'm in a depression mood, well, one, I don't like to get out of my bed. And that's like completely, like I wake up at 9 and then I won't get out of my bed until like 1 o'clock sometimes. Like I refuse to eat, I refuse to move, I refuse to do anything. It's like a whole bunch of weight and pressure is on me. So when I feel like I'm in that type of situation, what I like to do is listen to music. I feel like music actually does help me like get up, get my day together. I listen to a lot of podcasts. Right now I'm listening to Pretty Basic. I mean, I know that sounds like it's the most randomest thing, but there's two YouTubers named Alicia and Remy that I listen to that actually have been helping me out a lot because they go through a lot of similar things that I go through. Yeah, they're both women, but we still are like kind of in the same category as in like dating, relationships, pressure on yourself, and they're really good. I do like listening to Pretty Basic. I feel like I relate to them. I've been watching both of them for like 2 years now, so it's kind of like I see them as other friends that are like expressing a lot of stuff. And with me, I'm not a very emotionally expressing person, so I like to bottle in a lot of stuff, and I think that also contributes to my depression as well. So what I like to do when I am like completely bottled up with a whole bunch of like stuff that I really need to get out, I like to either write it down. Like I would bought a notepad, and in my notepad I write down, like especially if it's very, very sad stuff that makes me really, really emotional, I like to write it all down. And then sometimes I rip it out and I throw it away, or sometimes I write it down and I just have it there, just to like look over it. Like, I'm not saying that you should look over the bad things that you write down, but I like to see how I progress from that emotion or all those emotions in one day, and how I overcame it and now how I'm a lot better. So that actually does help with my depression. So I do like to write down a lot of stuff, or I do like to, I think writing it down gets it out instead of holding it in. With me, like I said, I'm not that much of an emotional person, so when I am upset, I don't show it at all. It's just, I don't know. My personality is I'm not emotional. And when I am emotional, it's like a freaking hurricane, which is like my depression. When I started turning 14, 15, I turned like 14, 15, my depression turned into anger, which makes it as bad as me sleeping all day, because it's like I'm snapping on people repeatedly. I'm thinking people are against me at all times. I have my walls up all the time. So I think like 15, once I progressed to 16, that changed a lot, because I did have a pastor that I went to, that I talked to, I expressed all my feelings, and that helped out a lot. I think letting it all out of stuff that was built up from like 12 all the way to 15 helped me out a lot. That's why I'm very into the church. I'm very Christian as much as possible. No, I don't go to church repeatedly. I don't feel like I have to. I do talk to God very often. Sometimes I talk to myself. I believe I'm talking to God. That just is it is. And if I feel like I'm in a situation that I just cannot control and I feel like the depression really is gonna hit me, I do pray. Yes, I am a gay black man, and I am Christian, and I do believe in the Lord, and I understand they have all these rules and regulations and all this other stuff, but that don't matter to me. What comes between me and my God, or me and my thing, like, that just is what it is. All right. So also with depression, what I like to do is go to the gym. I feel like the gym clears my mind for at least 2 hours. I do like working out, but the thing is that this is how, like, the gym, when I used to go to the gym at first, I used to do it because of my image. I wanted to look a certain way, blah, 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 whatever, whatever, which is, I connect that to being depressed, because I never really liked how I looked. So I was just like, ooh, need to go to the gym, fix myself, blah, blah. So I did that, whatever, it worked out, cool. But then I still was depressed. So I seen that that wasn't really the main issue or the main problem. So what I like to do is go to the gym now is to like exert my frustration for the day. And I feel like exerting my frustrations is the same way as me writing. So I think that's what helps balance me out a lot, is when I work out. So because I feel a difference when I don't work out from when I do work out. Because when I don't work out, my depression hits harder than when I do work out. You see, like, if I don't work out for like a week and then a depression day hits, it's like full throttle. Like, it's like, ooh, girl, like, you about to be in bed all day. You better get ready. You're not gonna eat nothing. You just might as well go back and forth to the bathroom, because you're not gonna eat anything. So you better just get it together. But if I work out and then a depression day hits me, it's like less effect. It's like, okay, you're sad, but you know, you can get up, you can go do something, you can figure something out for the day. Like, you can write stuff down. And then what I like to do also, like with the dates thing, I like to write stuff down for what I'm doing for the day. It might be just be the simplest thing, like go to work. It's like eat breakfast, go to work, and then come home, like edit a video, play video games, talk to my boyfriend, talk to a friend, talk to my grandma, talk to my mom, my aunt. I like to write all that stuff down, and I feel like looking at that makes me feel like it's not gonna be a bad day, and I think that helps out a lot. I always tell people that they feel like super depressed. This is how we're gonna go into anxiety, to write down everything. And yeah, that's pretty much for my depression side of it. I think that's all that I do for depression. Yeah, okay, so Now to the next subject, which is gonna be anxiety. So I didn't realize that I would get anxiety. Like, hearing stories about people saying that they have anxiety is like, ooh, like I'm almost passed out, like I'm super stressed out, da 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 da. So stress is like a real stress has caused me to have anxiety like nobody's business. And it's like I had to differentiate the reasons behind stress. So what I did again is I sat down and I wrote down what happens when I have these anxiety moments. Like the first anxiety attack I had was when I was 23. I've never had an anxiety attack before. I didn't know what was going on. It felt like I couldn't breathe, like I couldn't even focus. Like literally, it's like everything was crashing and everything was falling upon me, and it was just like the most scariest thing I ever did in my life. It's so crazy that when I did have an anxiety attack, the only thing that could calm me down was music. That's why I love music so much, is because when I was having an anxiety attack, I was just like, I don't know what to do. Like I can't breathe. I don't know what to do. And I just was like freaking out. Like I really did not know what to do. So the only thing I think about is just singing. So what I did was I started singing Long Walk by Jill Scott. And I don't know, it just started working. Like my breathing got back to normal. My heart stopped racing. Nothing, I didn't feel like everything was crushing me. I felt like it was just like, ooh, like I can breathe again. A lot of things that happen with my anxiety is usually how I get, like where it started from is because of, honestly, it was because of money. Money did make me like very anxious all the time. Like I couldn't sleep because sometimes I'd be super stressed out about money, and that brought up my anxiety like nobody's business. And then money took it over to a whole new level, especially because I did move down from a different state and I came by myself, and I didn't have any money when I came down here. I got a credit card and I just went about it. I mean, I'm definitely gonna do a story time video about that, as well as me moving down here to Orlando by myself with no money. I didn't have anything saved up. I just came down with a credit card and just wished for the best. But with maintaining my anxiety, the easiest thing for me to do, honestly, is to write down everything I'm gonna do all day. And sometimes I need to stop because I'm very much a perfectionist about time. I love time management. I think that everybody's life should be off of a calendar or a planner. So when I do not, well, this is what used to happen. When I couldn't get everything to be timed out as I wanted to be, I get anxiety. Like today, on the way here, like I went to the gym this morning and then I came back home, and then I came back home later than what I was planning on coming home. So my anxiety kicked in, like just straight up. Like I was just like, what the fuck, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna do this? Like my day is ruined. I can't plan anything out, the lighting, blah, 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 blah. So what I do is I had to sit back and calm down and then evaluate the times. Like I know I have, it's like from 3 to 5, I'm not gonna be doing anything. Like, just be honest, I'm not gonna do shit. So I know the sun is gonna be going down, but I have lighting. Like, calm down. Why are you going crazy when you know you have lighting at home? It's either you can be in that corner doing it, or you can do it in front of the window. Like, sus, it's not that serious. But it's crazy because of how that millisecond, that literally that 5 minutes that I was having that anxiety, like I really thought like my whole life was crashing down. And that shit ain't normal, but it does happen. So what I like to do is schedule out everything, or I just tell myself to calm down. Like the way that life, what I'm noticing is in life, you can't schedule everything out. Nothing can be planned. You just have to take the L. Like you'll figure it out when you get there. That's just it. You stressing out, anxiety, and then worrying about it and going crazy about it in your mind before it even happens is not gonna solve anything. It's just not gonna work. All you're gonna do is just keep stressing yourself out, try to crash your car. It's just, no. So what I do to maintain it is, like I said, I like to write things down, or I like to put a mental note. And actually, if you are a planner, what I would say do is always give yourself like a 15-minute range of everything. Like say you're gonna do something at 3 o'clock, make sure you have it planned out for like 3:15. Like that's how I mentally have to do it. Like all my clocks in my car are always like 10 minutes or 15 minutes early. So I have this window of thinking that I'm gonna be late when it's like I'm not. So it's like I have to practically trick my mind so my anxiety won't go crazy. The word is shit, but this is what the fuck I have to do. It's the only way I can keep my fucking self sane. So yeah, also when it comes to being overwhelmed, when it comes to me being overwhelmed, what I like to do again is write. I'm a writer, so I like to um, write down all my bills, because I know that's a lot of things for a lot of people is the, oh girl, bills, honey. So what I like to do to overcome like any type of super anxiety is that I like to write down all my bills. I write everything down. I write down my bills, I write down my times, I write down the dates. And that's why I think it's very important for you to look and stop and look at the date, because I feel like once you lose a date, like once you say like you looked at the date and it was like July the 1st, and now you looked at it and it's like July the 5th, and you haven't even checked out any of the dates, like that is the sign of depression. Like you're not paying attention to anything, like you're just going. I think that the most dangerous thing for a human being is to be put into, I think they call it autopilot mode with your mind and your body. It's like you're just working, you're not paying attention to time, you don't care about the day. And shit like that is bad, because it's like you're not paying attention to anything. Like if you need to sit and like stop and look at the date and just like breathe, you need to do that, because I feel like that's what's causing a lot of people to have anxiety, because it's like we're not thinking, we're just like just going, you're just living, you're not paying attention to anything. And that's where a lot of my anxiety and depression kicks in, because I get super depressed when like days pass by and I don't know what's going on. Like all I'm worried about is to get to my next day. Also, when it comes to like life situations, like I'm not living the way that I was planning myself to be at the age of 26, but I mean, I'm doing the best that I can. That's really what I have to tell myself. I have to tell myself that I'm literally doing the best that I can, in the circumstances that I am in. Like things could be a lot worse, and I have came a long way. And I feel like a lot of people need to start more appreciating that just in general. And when I started really appreciating and figuring that out, like I have came a long way, and I should be very proud of how far I came. And I came in out of a lot of circumstances that were crazy. That made me really appreciate myself more. And that also made my depression and anxiety be like maintained. Cause like when shit go crazy or when I feel super sad, it's just like, hey, like you've been through worse. Day and age, we are very hard on ourselves. And I stated that at the beginning of this year. I stated that in one of my videos as well. Is that I feel like our generation is very hard on ourselves. And we expect everything to be done fast now, as soon as possible. But once you calm down and like actually look at everything realistically, things could be a lot worse. And I think that's what helps pull me down and humbles me down back to the ground from when I'm like super depressed and super having anxiety. It's just like, hey bro, you can only do so much. Like you're doing the best as you can. I know it seems like I'm like very lost for words. It's just that I know that this is a very hard subject for a lot of people to talk about, and this is a lot of emotions that I never really bring out of me, but I do know a lot of people are going through the same thing as me, so I would like to just tell people how my perspective of it and what I do to like maintain it, because a lot of things are happening in this world to a lot of people, and I know a lot of people are not speaking up to try to explain their side of the story or how they overcame things. And I feel like my channel is, I like to always explain everything out of what I've been through and how I learned from it and what I can do, what I'm doing to make myself like seem like, I mean, mentally I'm very stable. But sometimes everybody has their bad days. Everybody has their good days. Not everything is gonna be perfect, and that's what I just want to express, is that not everything's gonna be perfect in life, and you're gonna go through a lot, and how you overcome your situations is what matters the most. Because if I look back, I've been through a lot of shit, and from where I'm at now, I'm actually a lot happier than I was before. Even though it's not perfect, I am a lot happier than what I was before. But I think this will be the end of the video for you, pretty much. I hope you guys, I hope this helped out anybody that is watching this, that everything will work out. Don't stress too hard about it. Like, you got this, sis. And I think that's all. Sorry the video's so long though, but make sure you like this video. Make sure you also put in the comments how you're maintaining your depression or anxiety. Because I know a lot of people who watch my videos are like friends and family. So if they're going through it, they don't want to talk to me. They can also read off of what other people do. And it could just be a beautiful community of how we're going to get our lives together and how we can feel better. And yeah. But I do want to thank you guys for watching. And I will see you guys next time. Peace. I say